Hi everyone, this is Alan Rosinski, Principal Broker of Metro Manhattan Office Space. Good afternoon. Welcome to the next episode of our series, Weekly Commercial Deals NYC, discussing this week's latest commercial real estate transactions in New York City and why they're significant. This week, I wanted to focus on one piece of New York real estate news. I'm thinking of it both on its own and as a good entry point for discussing commercial real estate trends in Manhattan. One Vanderbilt's observation deck, the Summit, opened recently, and it's getting a lot of favorable press. Why all the excitement? Aren't there plenty of tall buildings with observation decks in New York City already? The Summit is no ordinary observation deck. Located on the 91st through the 93rd floor of One Vanderbilt near Grand Central Terminal, this space feels more like an art installation than an observation deck. That's because the landlord, SL Green, and their designers, Snowhetta and Kenzo Digital, have created a sensory experience. Visitors at One Vanderbilt take an elevator that goes up along the side of the building with mechanical noises playing over the speakers the whole way up. Much faster than the Empire State Building.
Nice. This is the first time. I think it's much cooler than Empire too.
Yeah, I see that. This is amazing. When you reach the 91st floor, you enter a quarter of orange light. This leads you to a room with mirrored ceilings and floors, a space that feels infinite. That is just the first of several breathtaking, mind-bending attractions. Later, you will find yourself in a room of metallic bubbles created by the well-known sculptor Yayoi Kusama. Finally, there are the glass ledges, where visitors can stand for the sensation of floating 1,000 feet above the city. After such a sensory rush, you might need a drink. That can be found at Après. This is a high-altitude cocktail bar and cafe from Danny Meyer, the restaurateur behind 11 Madison Park, Blue Smoke, and Shake Shack. Who are the people behind this vision? SL Green is the largest commercial landlord in New York City. They are a real estate investment trust, or REIT, owning and operating 43 properties in New York. SL Green holds interest in 76 buildings in total. The company was established in 1980. Other significant properties in SL Green's portfolio include the Graybar Building right on top of Grand Central Terminal, the MetLife Tower in the Flatiron District, 125 Park Avenue, and 461 Fifth Avenue, both in the Grand Central submarket. I mentioned SL Green in a July 2020 video where I noted the potential of the company's stock. Back then, it was trading for less than $50 a share. Now it's listed at around $73. This increase, I believe, reflects how professionally run this REIT is. It manages a portfolio of trophy Class A buildings occupied by top-notch tenants. Investing in this company has proved to be a great call. Now, I want to be clear to my subscribers that you should not consider this to be financial advice. I'm just pointing out the performance of this stock and how easy it is for the average person to invest in the commercial real estate market. As with all serious matters, you should consult a professional when making financial decisions that carry inherent risk. Even by SL Green's uniformly strong portfolio, One Vanderbilt is a major achievement. The 42nd Street property opened in September of 2020 after years of wrangling around zoning and many construction delays. The Supertall tower stands 1,401 feet tall. It's the city's fourth tallest skyscraper by roof height. One Vanderbilt hit the market at the height of the pandemic, and the conventional wisdom was that no one wanted office space in Manhattan. Despite that, it is 91% leased. That's a stellar accomplishment. Why was demand for this building so strong at a time of high vacancy rates? The demand for office space at One Vanderbilt is driven by a lack of modern Class A office space in Midtown East and significant demand for this type of space from large companies. The tenants at One Vanderbilt include major financial firms like TD Bank and the Carlyle Group. The building also hosts white shoe law firms like Greenberg Traurig and McDermott Will and Emery. It is also the home of Daniel Boulud's Le Pavillon, a seafood-focused restaurant where you can enjoy a world-class meal of wood-fired octopus or Dover sole. One Vanderbilt is one of Manhattan's greenest skyscrapers. It comprises 90% recycled materials and is set to become fully LEED certified. Considering how quickly SL Green leased it, it's safe to say that One Vanderbilt is perhaps the most desirable Class A building near Grand Central. Corporate tenants have always liked the commercial office buildings around Grand Central Terminal because the access to rail, subway, and bus service is just first rate. Commuters can get off their commute coming in from Metro North from Connecticut, get off Lexington Avenue subway line, and get direct tunnel access to their office buildings. They can just take a walk to the Gray Bar building, the Chrysler building, and One Grand Central Place, among others, and now, of course, One Grand Central Place. So you can take the train into Manhattan, walk through gorgeous Grand Central Station, and through a short tunnel to your office without even getting your feet wet if it's raining outside. So you can understand why the Grand Central submarket is primed for development. Indeed, a Supertall, mixed-use building is set to rise on the other side of Grand Central, at the site of the former Hyatt Hotel. This structure was originally the Commodore Hotel, built in 1919. In the late 1970s, Donald Trump purchased the property in his first Manhattan real estate deal. He gutted the historic building and wrapped it in the glass facade we see today. Until more Class A properties rise in Midtown East, large tenants seeking modern amenities will need to look elsewhere. Many of them will probably end up in Hudson Yards or the World Trade Center. The Summit should generate substantial revenue for SL Green, especially when the office market is so unpredictable. For comparison, the Observatory at the Empire State Building yielded $60 million in profits in 2010. In the wake of the 2008 financial collapse, commercial properties were still reeling from a global economic downturn. That was an astonishing profit on a relatively small amount of square footage. Throughout Manhattan, many observatories have opened in the last 15 years and hosted steady crowds. These include popular tourist destinations like Top of the Rock, One World Observatory, and the Edge at Hudson Yards. The Chrysler Building is currently working towards opening its own observation deck. I believe the Summit could prove a significant moneymaker for SL Green. Between the elevator tickets, admissions, and cocktails, you can easily spend $80 on a visit. As always, thank you for watching, and please let me know what you think of this segment in the comments below. If you found this content interesting or helpful, I'd be happy if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can always find me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @Metro Manhattan. Until the next time.